Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're back at what seems like the Tokyo Expressway. You won't be surprised to find. Tokyo 600, what car are we using? It's at the top. It's the Alpine A110 17. We're going to run this in near to 600 pp. Now, I've been told this is an absolute gem of a car, and I've been trying to work out a setup. I hold things in reservation. We'll have to see how they go. So we're on sports medium tyres. Fully customizable suspension, fully customizable differential. None of these are any different to what's standard. You just load them in. Downforce has been tuned, so we've got a splitter on the front, we've got side skirts, and we've got a rear wing, which is the high with 20 end caps. ECU adjustable on 100, power restrictor on 100, top speed adjusted to 310. High RPM turbo with anti-lag on strong, racing intercooler, air cleaner, silencer and exhaust manifold. Brake system on racing. Brake pads on racing, brake controller set to 5, we'll mess with that in the race. Racing clutch and firewheel, then we've got stroke up engine ballast and ports added, and we've got increased body rigidity. There's no roll cage or anything like that. Wheels, we've got standard wheels on, but we've just adjusted them to wide, which actually dropped the PP a little bit. So that's your setup. It's not overly complicated, just add all the parts. Let's see where we go. Car wise, assists, traction control on, default ABS, everything else off. Controller settings, button configuration open, max torque feedback 5, force feedback sensitivity 6. Let's get straight on with it, folks. So here we go then, fuel where it needs to be on the fuel map 1. We're looking for good lap time, so ultimately that fuel's going up, which is awesome. I've been told this car will do the whole race on 1 tank of fuel, a potential no stopper. My early research seems to says, don't know. Try not to hit anybody coming up here. It's all about getting that clean race bonus. It's all about keeping it clean. Let's get past everybody. Let's not slap any walls. Let's go. Now she steers into corners nicely. Have to excuse me, I'm a little bit snotty with a summery cold. I'm noisy breathing, which isn't nice. Up the inside of the Subaru, round the outside of the Supra. Can we hold that? We can. Up into 8th place behind Mr. Beauvoir, 5 points something, 4.9 seconds off the lead. Now she's a bit snappy, she's a bit twitchy. We got up the inside of Mr. Beauvoir, which is lovely. Now I'm told this could be a really decent car. I don't seem to find that my setup tune is going to be really good on the old fuel. 175. Just skirt across the inside of there, try not to slap anybody. There's the Subaru, the 22B. A bit slow on acceleration. Everybody's leaving me behind. We're on the high turbo. And we're not exceptionally quick, but 7 laps. So that'll give us 8 laps of fuel if we carry on in this vein. A 2:27 is not particularly fast for a first lap. Mr. Gallows put in a 2:21.784, so he's a few seconds quicker. We're 6 seconds down at this point of the race. We're up to 4th place, so chasing down Mr. Fraga. 6th gear into that corner, that's tidy. Just need to keep it tidy. We're on the medium tyres, so we should have plenty of grip. Do I anticipate that we're going to need to change tyres? I don't know at this point. If we're stopping for fuel, at certain points we might as well. That's us up into 3rd place. Oh, that was a hard hit. I don't know if that's going to be the clean race bonus gone. We've known it lose it for something similar. Mr. Cookabun just in front of us now. Now we're not using any assists other than the traction controls. That's 8 seconds quicker. That'll see us in the 2:13 range, possibly. With 4.95 seconds off the lead behind Mr. Gallo. Now, if he's on normal form, he's going to pit. That's a 2:14, so a little bit slower down the straight. But we look like we're on the top juice, though. So, we're nowhere near 200. She's starting to handle beautifully well. It's very predictable. Just a little lift as we entered the corner there. Keeping it in 6th. Changed down twice here. We sneaked up the inside of Mr. Cookabun. No drama. And through the timing gate, over a second up, which is great. I don't think fuel's having much of an impact on that at this moment in time. I think this is me just getting used to the car. I've only done 3/4 of a lap in practice with this, never driven the car before in anger on this race, so 0 warm-up. It's down to you guys to go out and do your best to win it. It's amazing how many messages I get a day saying I can't win this race, I can't do this race. Maybe it's just because they haven't really got the cars in their arsenal to do it. So having done in the region of 12, 13, 14 videos on this alone, I'm just gonna put another option out there for you to buy. Relatively cheap, relatively quick and simple to get hold of. It's available from the store. This is a 2:12.6 done, so that's fastest lap of the race. Still remains with us as we're chasing down Gallo. He's now 5 seconds ahead, pulling away from us on the straight. We're leading out Cookabun in 3rd, Suswillow in 4th, Blazan 5th, Hevedal 6th, 7th, Fraga and Boudoir 8th. Braking on the 200 now. Into the corner in 3rd gear. Down to 2nd to try and control the front of the car. I'm going to have to change the brake balance. I'm going to change it to the front. Just noticing the wear on the rears. Going to be down on time here because I was distracted by that, but a second down, but it's no drama. If we're going to have to pit, I'm going to pit at the end of 6 laps. Give us a decent shot at the race win, which I know we're going to do because of where we are now. I know there's more in the setup for this car, definitely. .6 seconds off the lead. He's going to pit twice in front to our once. We're chasing him down. I don't think we're going to get him on the straight for this time. I don't think we're going to be able to get a slipstream off him. No, but we are going to chase him down. He is there to be caught. Is he going to pit this time or on lap 5? He carries on. Now we've used the car that he's driving today, Mr. Gallo. That NSX17 is a real mover. So that was just 0.99 down. Let's see if we can get a decent lap in on this time. 4 laps of fuel left. That'll take us all the way to lap 9. I don't seem to have found a way to make this car exceptionally friendly on fuel. Braking super late on the 150 to try and catch that power, catch that speed up. Maybe if we didn't run the anti-lag, maybe if we ran the lower power turbo and short shifted and really got it moving. Don't know if it's an engine swap variant. I don't think so in this car. Just 0.3 down at this point of the lap. Feels slow through here. 3.7 seconds back. .1. Half a second up. It turns really nicely. Even in 4th gear it's got the grip. We're going to change tyres when we stop, I think. Looking at the rears, they're going to need it. We are on the mediums. I'm expecting him to go to the pits this time round. We're not going to get the draft off him, but he goes. He is going to the pits, so he's gone in. He's on soft tyres. We're on the mediums. And that was a 2:11.060. What's our chances of seeing this down in the 2:08s? We've got a 9.6 second lead over Mr. Cookerbun behind us as Mr. Gallo stays in the pits. He's taking all the fuel he can manage. Going to brake just before the 150. We are going to pit this time round. We will only have to take 4 laps of fuel. We're not going to fuel save. We're going to flat out this bad boy. 1/4 of a second up. But we're going to sacrifice this fast lap for a much faster lap in the second set of 6 laps. That's where we want to be. I'm also going to try and deliver you a video every day this week. Going to try and fill up the arsenal, the library of these races. Going to try and get as many cars in. Going to do some absolute classics, some absolute stonkers. We're also going to do a bit of streaming this week. I wasn't sure whether I was going to carry it on after the league finished, but I think the guys like it. I think they like the racing we do. And if you watch these and you're interested in joining us on a Tuesday and Friday night, if you don't know how to do it, you'll contact me on PSN, that's the PlayStation Network app, on Widdowmaker 10144, and you can join us on my friends list, and you can join us on the track, and you'll get to see your name in videos if you're on the leaderboards, and you can race with a group of guys who are really friendly and really fair at what they do. Let's take the fuel. We're going to take 6 laps. We've got a 15.2 second lead at this point. And Mr. Hizal is not even on the list. So Mr. Cookabun goes past us. 6.2 on the fuel meter, there it is. Mr. Hizal comes in. Now all of these guys have got a pit, but we are now hoping for an exceptionally quick 6 set of laps. We're going to get a 5 lap run in on this. Lap number 7 won't be tremendously good because we've got the pit stop in it, but we're hoping to increase lap time all the way to the end of the race. New tyres, exceptional grip. No ABS flickering tonight, which is excellent. We seem to have managed to cure the problem with our brakes. Except we didn't seem to cure it in the racing this week on the time trial. The brakes were horrendous. As I said to somebody, the key with that time trial this week, the one round Lego East, is to not activate the ABS. And if you remember the time trial we did around the Spanish circuit a couple of months ago, it was the same there. You just can't trigger the ABS or the car misses the apex, and there's something particular about that Porsche 911 RSR. It can be an absolute pig for it, sliding through the apexes, and that's what I've found. You've got to let the car roll through the corners. Brake, but then let it slide and roll. So here we come then. We're in 6th place, coming round to the end of lap 7. Had to just opposite lock there to stop me hitting Mr. Beauvoir. Let's see if we can get some draft down the start finish straight. I don't think we will. We might do. Oh, has he pulled away too far? 0.7. I think we're in there. I think we've got the draft. These guys are all going to go to the pit. So Gallo is behind us. There's a chance Gallo could be catching us up at this point, but 16-14. That means it's going to be a kind of 28-minute race, which I'm not hoping for. Wowzers. Let's hope it's more like a 26-30. So 6.2 seconds ahead of Gallo. Braking just before the 150. I'm going to brake on the 150 next lap round. 5.3 seconds back to Gallo. He's assumed his position at the head of the field. Normal order resumed. And we're purple. First full lap out of the pits. This is tremendous stuff. We're good for fuel, we're good for tyres. Just got to let the car slide a little bit. Almost a second up on the purples. Now, how far up do you think we'll be on the final lap time? Hopefully this looking like a 2:10. When we get round there. Get the car as straight as possible so we can accelerate in a straight line. This looks like there's a possibility of a 2:10, which makes it a pretty decent car. We're 8 seconds ahead of Gallo. Now the question is here, folks, am I being limited by how I choose to do my setups? Should I be opting to go for a different type of setup in terms of, should I go for lightweight over power? Does adding the power use the fuel? And if I choose to lightweight it rather than that, we can make the car more efficient and run on what it's got. There's the choices. There's a multiple set of options we can use here. I braked underneath the 150 sign then. Missed the apex a bit, we're sliding. Not good. So that was a 210, almost a 209, which, don't want to say I let myself down a bit there, but that was so close to a 209 that we could actually do a 209 here. A 208 would make this tremendous. .14, so this is going to be just got to let the car run, got to let it roll. Now, as you know, folks, I don't do any handling tuning. I don't mess with setup for suspension or turning or anything like that. I just drive the natural suspension setups, the natural height. If it's racing suspension, it should be configured to be pretty much bob on. I know you can improve it for feel, etc., but if you want to get into these kind of races, you want no hassle, no quibble, just get in the car and drive. This is how I do it. So a 2:11.391. Let's see if we can improve on that. We're 10 seconds ahead of Gallo. I'm expecting him to go to the pits either this lap or the next one. There he goes, he's in the pits this time. We're anticipating having something in the region of a 30-second lead. We've got 10, 11, 12. We've got 3 laps to go. Just had a little lift. We're good here, we're good. 21 seconds ahead of Cookerburn now. How much further ahead can we get before the end? We tapped the wall there, which wasn't very good. I was looking up to see the purple flag just to do the calculations on how far ahead we were. Counting my chickens, I think. Keep it in 5th, try and see if we can carry the speed. Purple again, please. No, we lost that time from that clip on the curb. With my foot on the brake, she just turned in. See if we can charge this to the line. With a lessened fuel weight, we should be absolutely flying. Get that car turned. There she goes. Just 0.15 down. This will be a 10.32. 10.032, which, well, just that shade off. Just a shade off that 209. 209.895. Happy days. Quicker down the final straight. 2 laps to go. It's a decent car. It might not be the best setup for this car, but it's in there. It's amongst the leaders. Pound for pound, as good as the rest. 1.9 laps of fuel. We're purple again. Feel like we braked a lot earlier. Feel like the car braked a lot better for that corner. Sliding again. Slower. Mr. Yamanaka goes to the pits with 25 seconds ahead. Half a second down. That was what that slide away from the apex caused. See if we can make up that half a second. See if we've got it in us. Another glance off the wall. Just a minor tap. There's that, still half a second out. Fast in, slow out that was. See where we are. So let's give you a rundown. Cookabun second, 20 seconds behind. 27 seconds behind. Mr. Gallo in third. Zaswillo fourth. Blazan fifth. Fraga sixth. Beauvoir seventh. Grady in eighth. Who's missing out that top lot? Well, we sometimes see Mr. Solis there. So 0.6 down on that lap. This will be a 2:10. Let's see what the last lap will bring us. We look like we've got enough fuel. It's unlike a car like this to use that much fuel. Looks like we're going to be good. A 2:10.5, which is where we anticipated it to be. It's going to be close. It's going to be close to a sub 26. Sorry, sub 27. It's going to be very close. Going to brake right on the 150. We are going to be extremely light with 30 seconds in the lead. Cookabun leading out Gallo. Behind us. We glanced off the wall. That's lost that fastest lap there. We blew that there, didn't we? Ah well. We'll just have to see how she goes. We're squealing those tyres. We're still purple. That's a decent result. We had to lift there. I don't know whether that's going to be quick enough. 32 seconds in the lead. 40 seconds to get to the finish line. Brake on the 150. See if we can get this thing turned and get it away. It deserves to be a sub 27. It won't make it the fastest car we've got. But it looks like we could set the fastest lap on the final turn. On the final lap. Let's see what we've got for fuel. 0.2. We're looking good. Here it goes. It's inside. I just saw the clock as I looked down to the left hand side. It looks like it's there. 26.59. So it's a sub 20 second and it did 2:09s. It's decent. It's decent. Won by 34 seconds. Mr. Gallo was unable to overcome Mr. Cookabun, trailing in by some 7 seconds. And how far ahead of the last car? 2:04, so we were just 6 seconds away from lapping Mr. Gentry. So that's decent. Do we get that? We don't get it. We just tapped that one barrier. Oh, that's such a shame. Such a shame for what a failure of reward. But there it is. We're almost on the 20 million. Happy days. And there we go. There she is. I didn't have a special paint job for this one. It's just a standard blue. But she's decent. She's a decent car. And there you have it, folks. If you've got any comments, questions, or even any setup ideas, post them below. And with that, thank you very much, folks. We'll see you on the next one. All the best. Take care. Well, folks, I guess you're surprised to still see us here, but a couple of days later after I made that first video, I was speaking to somebody else, and we'd done a race at Tokyo anyway with the stream, and we did it live with the guys, and we had a bit of a bash, and they used the Alpine, and they used their own setup, and they've nicely, very graciously agreed for me to use two of their setups. This is one of them. This is a relatively stable, easy winner. It's a no-stopper. And I thought, might as well just chuck this on the back of the other video, give you a double edition to watch. My setup out of the box that wins the race, and then somebody else's setup that could be a little bit difficult to drive, but is also an absolute field killer. And I'm really excited to try this one, and I'm going to go and give it a bash, and I'm going to take you with me now. So let's get into the world circuits. Let's get over to Tokyo. And I'll take you through the setup. So we know what the car is. We're going to sports hards. We used medium last time. Setting of 599.99. Sports hards, normal suspension, fully customizable diff. And that normal suspension, by the way, is exactly the same as the default settings. No change. Initial torque 5. Acceleration sensitivity 5. Braking sensitivity 5 in the fully customizable diff. Front downforce 63, rear downforce 280. That's all the way across to the right hand side. We've got a front splitter, we've got side skirts, and we've got the rear medium level wing on the back. Ballast at 56. It says fully customizable ECU there at 100. Ballast at 56. Ballast position 50. That is all the way to the rear. That puts the weight over the back axle. Power restrictor on 100. Fully customizable racing transmission on 310. High RPM turbo, anti-lag there, but it's off. Racing intercooler, racing air cleaner, silencer and manifold. Racing slotted disc, racing pads, brake balance controller with it set all the way to the front. We've got the racing clutch and flywheel, everything installed except for the high compression pistons, weight reduction 1, 2 and 3 and body rigidity. Now I did say when I did my setup you could probably go that little bit further. I only tittled around a bit with it to keep it at 600ish. This has gone with added weight and all the power. So we're going to aim to do this. No stopper. Settings. Assist, traction control 1, default ABS. Everything else off. You could put the counter steer assistance on if you wanted to. Don't think we'll need it. I think we're going to have more trouble with the front of the car sliding. Controller setups, but we don't use anything adjusted on here. Force feedback max torque 5, force feedback sensitivity 6. Settings as we use always. Right. We might have to do a bit of fuel saving. We might not. If we change the gears halfway through, we'll see how we go. What I'll do is I'm going to put it on fuel map 3 for lap 1 and then we're going to see where we are. So are you ready? Let's give it a shot. So here we go. Fuel map we're going to put to 3. And we're only going to rev to halfway down the throttle. So where it gets to the centre of the throttle gauge, we're going to change gear. We anticipate that we're going to be around Konomos, 10th place, going into the first corner. It'd be nice to be somewhere else, but nice to be clear of the front, but I don't think that's going to happen. Saving fuel. Look at the fuel gauge, it's coming up, it's almost at 10 now. Going to brake on the 200. Try and get up the inside of Yamanaka. We're not going to make it. We're going to attempt to get fuel. We'll get clean race bonus on this. It'd be nice to. Come on, mister. Give us the room that we're entitled to. This should be extremely quick. So we're up to 8th place. It should be stable and quick. Don't want to hit any cars or any walls in the first couple of laps. As long as we can keep it clear, the better we are. This is a dodgy manoeuvre. We've bounced off the Subaru, so that's the clean race bonus gone. Maybe. We'll see how generous the system is. The Porsche's coming back up her inside. That's Blazan. We've got plenty of fuel at this point. We're going to go back now. We've got extra fuel. We're going to go back to changing up when we want to change up. So 5th place, end of the first lap. Potentially first lap maybe of a 2:26, maybe. We're level with Fraga. Back end twisting a bit. Got a bit of pump out here. So 11 laps of fuel left. We're on track. Let's just change halfway. Short shift a little bit. Still need to short shift to 220 to Gallo. He's going to be quicker through there than we are. 226, bang on, almost to 227. So that's quite useful. Little rattle up. 10.7 laps of fuel. We're going to have to conserve a little bit more. We're doing all right. Braking on the 200, we're in 4th place. We'd like to see this in the 208s, wouldn't we? If it can be that quick, it would be nice. I don't know what it's going to be though. I've not run a full race with it. I've ran a couple of laps, but I've never really done the grind, you know. I've done the races for the videos, but I've not done consistent nights. And it's only this last 7 or 8 races I've done where I've done a consistent chain of events. So this for me is my grinding. I'm going to try and make some credits and make some videos while I'm doing it. And if you want to enjoy these cars as well, well, I hope you do. And you can give me your feedback on what you think with the setups and cars if you're going to join us doing it. So I do enjoy interacting on my friends list, so if you want to, it's Widdowmaker 10144. Join me on PlayStation Network and you can enjoy racing on my friends list, seeing yourself on the videos, etc. if you want to. And if you make a decent time, I'll call your name out. Get you a bit known if that's what you want. So there we are, 7 seconds up. 10.1 laps. We've just got to short shift a little bit. Just got to conserve a little bit, but it's doing all right on through map 3. We're doing okay. That's a 2:13 with fuel conservation, which is epic for this car, really. So we're 5 seconds off the lead. The boys in front are going to pit. We're not. 9.8. Going to brake on the 200 just after. Third gear will get us around there. It's stability we're looking for at this point in the race. Let's do the short shift change up. Let's just keep the car in line. We're going to want to put in a really quick lap later on, so let's do what we do. Keep it under control. So Sus Willow's got the fastest lap at a 2:12. A little bit of a scrape there, but we should be fine. We're on to lap 3, so we'll start to get quicker with the reducing fuel weight. We'll be faster than our previous time if we keep this going. And we're in 3rd place, so we're doing okay. We want that fastest lap, don't we? Swillow is the boy in front, so our fastest lap at 2:13.382 and Swillow on a 2:12.171, so he's moving quicker than we are at this time. We're good on fuel. We're going to try and build up a bit of a balance now. We have got 9 laps to do, so we're good at this point. A 2:12.949, so it's getting quicker. What I could do is run one of these laps on a fuel map 6, give us the opportunity to go really for it at the end of the lap, end of the race. Let's build up what we can now. Staying in touch with the leaders. Tyre wear just starting to show on the rears. Front end sliding. Run the wall, never good. Just lost the front end there. I'm not really one for a fuel saver, but we could actually hammer this on a strategy where we aim to pit the once and really throw in some fast laps if we wanted to. With Mr. Swillow now. He's going to squeeze us onto the apex. We could see his tyres, his brake disc glowing there as we were braking into that corner, couldn't we? He might overtake us and give him the opportunity to drag him. So Gallo leads us by 4.2 seconds. The only reason we've not put in the hot laps is because we are fuel saving. He didn't come past us, we didn't block him, he just chose not to. Feels like it's got a long way to go to get to the 210s or 208s. Try and brake and get this nose in. That's what it needed, a bit of braking. Chase down Mr. Gallo, see if we can catch him before he goes to the pits. Sounds epic, this engine. We're almost a second up on our previous time now. We've been revving it out. That fastest time of 12.171 could be under threat now, as we throttle into the final corner. There's an opportunity. We're purple by a fair whack. We're just going to rev this out. And Gallo goes to the pits. There's a 210. How's that grab you? So that gets to the fastest lap of the race. It doesn't make this an extremely quick car, but what it does do is gives us a shot at a really decent lap time, overall race time. Keep it in third. We'll try and conserve fuel. Willow is 2 seconds behind us. Still doing the short shifty thing, more in the higher gears, 4th, 5th and 6th maybe. Still purple. Won't be now, I don't think. We had to do a bit of a risky lifty there. Dry line appearing. Yep, dropped off the fastest lap, but it's no drama. We've got that fastest lap, which I know Gallo can do a 2:09, so if he puts something in, we might have to just come back with something exceptional and then fuel save the rest of the race. But let's see how we go. This is doing really well at this point. I'm really impressed with it. We've got to go for the fuel save now. We can't go too many laps. We could drop it to fuel mass 6 for the last lap, but should we do it? Should we throw in a really hot lap and then save the fuel for the rest of the race? We'll do that next time round. We'll come out the final call, fuel map 1, we'll do an entire lap fully geared and we will rattle it in. So we're 7.9 seconds clear, so Swillow in second, Cookabun third, Hizal fourth, Boubois has just gone to the pits in 5th, Fraga in 6th, Yamanaka 7th, Blazon 8th. We just purple sectored that first split when we cruised down the start finish straight. Fuel saving. Which was a bit of a surprise. That's potentially fuel weight making us quicker, I guess. We're still up 0.4 of a second. Are we getting naturally faster? Is that what we're saying? Or did we just get it right? There's a potential we could have just got it right, I think. Still in the purples. Probably lost it there. But we're going to come off this final corner, giving it the beans though, aren't we? So we're going to go to fuel map 1 now. And we're going to give it everything. Try and put in a monster lap. Really want the acceleration as the track's drying. See if we can put in something a little bit smart. We're now 13.8 seconds in the lead as they make the turn round the final go. So there's a 2:10.5. That's the fastest lap of the race so far by almost half a second. We go to 7th gear, cresting the hill, as we've used half a lap of fuel just going down the start finish straight as Suswiller goes to the pits for his first pit stop. Going to brake just after the 200. We're half a second up at the end of the straight as everybody goes to the pits. That's just Yamanaka and Gallo now out chasing us, and they're some 30 seconds behind. we've maintained that half-second purple as we just keep flicking the walls a wee bit. We're 0.7 up. She feels really quick now. And we are going to be short of fuel, but we're going to save it. Braked a bit late into there. Let's see if this can be a 209 or something. Well, there's a possibility of a 209, but we're going to have to save the fuel. A 208, that's a decent lap. Need to turn that fuel map down. 208's good. 208's good. I'm really happy with that. It just demonstrates what this car's about, and we've got a whole fuel map lap to save. Fuel map 6 then. And on fuel map 6 we might be able to give it the beans a bit. We've got to save a whole lap of fuel. We will be slower, but got to get to the end, no stopper. We know we'll be able to go back to fuel map 3. We know we will. It's very smooth. Very smooth. Gallo's got one more pit stop to make. Just don't know when he's going to do that. Now there's an interesting theory as to whether how we drive against the AI changes how they drive against us. I'd like to think that is the case. So if they change their strategy, it's because we're affecting how they're driving. That would be nice. We've just got to do another lap on fuel map 6, I think. We're about 0.3 of a lap shy. And then we'll be able to just get back to normal pace. 2:12. Yeah, well that makes up for that lap that we did. This looks like approximately a 26:30, which puts us in the top half of the cars we've raced in terms of speed. Lap times it's 2:08, it's comparable to the GTO. Gallo goes for his second pit stop. Yamanaka goes for a stop as well. So that means Kukabun's going to come through. Currently it's quite difficult to really just place where we are to 44 seconds ahead. So we are starting to stretch out a decent lead. Not pitting really does help. And this is a bit of a wolf in sheep's clothing, this car. I never anticipated this from this beast. You know, it is a pure breed race car. If you look at its heritage, its history. But I never anticipated that it would be quite this quick in really what is standard form. It's not really a race car. I know it's stripped, but It's not like your M3 Heritage or similar, even though they come out somewhat similar stable in terms of M3 and Alpine. BMW did do some Alpine cars, didn't they? Whereas the Alpine is more synonymous to Renault, I believe, in its own history. Right, we've got the fuel. There's the 2.0. We've got 2.0 laps to go. We're 49 seconds ahead of Gallo. I don't know what this will be, whether it's a 2.10 or a... Oh, it'll be a 2.12 again. Oh, it's slower, 2.13. Let's get it back up to 13. A map 3, sorry. We're 49 seconds ahead. It was probably a bit daft to do that 2.08. That was a great feeling lap. I wonder how this will go as a stopper, just doing full blast. 2.08s every lap. I think we could do a similar time, you know. Even though Gallo is coming back, but Gallo's never done a 2.08 in his life. Not around here. I've never lapped anybody. Never lapped anybody here, so this just goes to show just how good it is. This will be the first car in this series to lap anybody. Happy days. Well, that's tremendous. And I'm really happy with that. And managing the fuel to the end is great. The rear tyres are looking tip top, half worn, which is where you want them. We've just got the right amount of fuel, so let's just keep the shorter shift going. There's a 2.11, so that's still a decent lap. You know, with what we've put the car through. 45 seconds clear of Mr. Gallo. He's just pulled 4 seconds back on us. But we are further up the field than we normally are. On this wet day in Tokyo. And just while we're thinking about it, what does everybody think about the potential new news of a new track at the end of the month? Bit of a leak that we might get the track in Canada, an F1 track, probably one of my favourite non-domestic racetracks, the Gilles Villeneuve circuit, which would be absolutely brilliant. I can imagine not just F1 cars going round there, the beans, but touring cars would be tremendous. Be a great rumour to confirm, wouldn't it? However, that lives its own day in history. This, hopefully, the few people will watch this and they'll be thinking, yeah, we got that circuit 3 months ago, what are you on about? However, let's keep it on the race. As we come down at the final corner, braking just before the 150, Widdowmaker leads, get by 45 seconds as we just almost come round to lap the second car, which will be another historic point if I can make it to the finish line on the fuel we've got. Mr. Gallo's in second, Cookabun third, Suswillow fourth, Beauvoir fifth, Blasen sixth, Yamanaka seventh, Hizal in 8th. And we're just going to get the draft over the line. Give it all the beans to finish with a 2:11 on the final lap. And I didn't look at the lap time there just to see where we were, the finish position. A 2:08.961 with the fastest lap, and we did a 26:38. Now I can't remember where that is against other cars, but it's still tremendous for a no stopper. We almost lapped 2 cars. We can see there Mr. Gentry lapped once, and with a 2:16 plus on Conomos, he should have been lapped easy. We should have been catching Mr. Hayward. I think I'd like to try that as a no stopper. But there you go, there's a double header video. This is going to be a 1 hour post, so I do apologise for that. And there's a hidden sort of set, but look, we got the clean race bonus. Tip topperoo. Well, happy cheese, happy face. Excellent. Well, with that, folks, and that good news, hope you enjoy it. And thank you very much, BB, for that setup. Really good of you, my friend. And we'll see you on the next one, folks. Take care. Bye now.